All right, shalom everyone. This is Kazakh Aliyahu, and I am here with a video. And this video is actually explain why we believe that the Bible played out in the southern hemisphere. Because we have been telling people yesterday, September the 16th, 2023, we celebrated as the first day of the year, the first day of the first month. And so people are asking, why do you celebrate that date as the first day of the first month? Why do you believe that spring in the southern hemisphere should be counted as the time of the first day of the first month? Why not March to April as it is in the northern hemisphere? So that is what we are actually here to do today. All right? So let me begin with Exodus 12, verse 1 to 2. When the Most High told Moses the time when he would start counting the time. And this, Exodus 12, verse 1 to 2. And it says, And Yahuwah spake unto Moses and Aaron in the land of Egypt, saying, This month shall be unto you the beginning of months. It shall be the first month of the year to you. Now, the first thing with this is that it says it shall be the beginning of months. He spoke to him in Egypt. That means that in the land of Egypt, the time that the Most High gave Moses and Aaron would be different from the time that they kept in Egypt. Different. And it will be so different. It is different as it pertains to the months, because he said this is the beginning of months. That means it was an entirely different month that they would be keeping. Okay? Now, that's just the beginning, because you could say, okay, the month, it could mean just a difference in a month or whatever. Or we could say, all right, they were keeping the pagan Egyptian calendar. Now the Most High is giving them the right calendar. But he did not give them a calendar. He gave them the beginning of the months. It is the first month of the year that he gave them there. He did not give them a calendar there. And then he went on to tell them about the Passover. Okay? Now, in the Jewish calendar, this day, yesterday, that we celebrated as the first day of the month, first day of the year, they celebrate it as the first day of the seventh month, which is totally different from the first day of the first month that we acknowledge. Now, let me go deeper into more things about why we believe that the year actually begins in the month of September in the southern hemisphere. Now, we're going to look at the land of the north. The land of the north. And for that, we go to the book of Isaiah 49:12. Isaiah 49 and verse 12. And it says, Behold, these shall come from far, and lo, these from the north and from the west, and these from the land of Sinim. He's telling you where his people are going to come from. These shall come from far, and lo, these from the north, and from the west, and from the land of Sinim. The land of Sinim is believed to be the land of China. Sinim, the land of China, which is in the east. So we have north, west, and east here. So his people will not be coming from the south. Why? Some of his people are already in the south. His land is in the south. And we're going to look at some more. Let's look at some more. Jeremiah 3:18, the land of the north. We're going to see the significance of the land of the north. Jeremiah 3:18. In those days, the house of Judah shall walk with the house of Yasharal, and they shall come together out of the land of the north to the land that I have given for an inheritance unto your fathers. That means the house of Judah and the house of Israel are captive in the land of the north. The land of the north is not their nativity. They are being taken out of the land of the north, out of the land of the north. Okay? Okay. Let's get a little bit more on this land of the north, because this is something that has been greatly ignored. Let's go again. Jeremiah 16, verse 15. Jeremiah 16, verse 15, and let's see what it says. Let's start at verse 14. Therefore, behold, the days come, saith Yahuwah, that it shall no more be said, Yahuwah liveth, that brought up the children of Yasharal out of the land of Mitzrayim. But Yahuwah liveth, that brought up the children of Yasharal from the land of the north, and from all the lands whither he had driven them, and I will bring them again into their land that I gave unto their fathers. What this is saying, the land of the children of Israel is in the south. It's not in the land of the north, because we know the Bible often contrasts the north and the south. We hear about the king of the north versus the king of the south. Okay? So it is the south where his people are located. Let's see if we get something more. Jeremiah 23, verse 8. Again, Jeremiah 23, verse 8. The same thing. But Yahuwah liveth, which brought up and which led the seed of the house of Yasharal out of the north country, and from all countries whither I had driven them, and they shall dwell in their own land. His people will be in the north. The Bible is consistent. Jeremiah 25, verse 9. Jeremiah 25, verse 9. And it says, Behold, I will send and take all the families of the north, saith Yahuwah, and Nebuchadnezzar, the king of Babylon, my servant, and will bring them against this land. So we see Babylon is in the north. Babylon is regarded as the north country. And we know today that we are captives in Babylon. And against the inhabitants thereof, and against all these nations round about, and will utterly destroy them, and make them an astonishment and an hissing and a perpetual desolation. Let's go again, Zechariah 2:6, to see where his people will be coming from. Where will we be delivered from in this last days? Zechariah 2, verse 6. Ho, ho, come forth and flee from the land of the north. This is Babylon, saith Yahuwah, for I have spread you abroad as the four winds of the heaven, saith Yahuwah. Deliver thyself, O Zion, that dwellest with the daughter of Babylon. So us in Babylon, it will be the land of the north. So the land of the north is the land of Babylon, the land of Edom. And this now has significance because the people from the land of the north, they have changed or thought to change times and laws in order to get us to follow their deception of the world and time being kept from the northern hemisphere. Daniel 7, verse 25. Daniel 7, verse 25. And he shall speak great words against the Most High, and shall wear out the saints of the Most High, and think to change times and laws, and they shall be given into his hand until a time and times and the dividing of time. Now this is speaking on, to what who is popularly called the Antichrist, Anti-Messiah. But in the book of 1 John, it tells you that there are many anti-messiahs, and anti-messiahs already in the world. So the whole line of thinking from the anti-messiah system is to change times and laws. And this is why we have the world following the northern hemisphere, change of times and laws by the children of Edom. All right, that's giving you reasons why we believe, strongly believe, without a doubt, that the Bible was written in the southern hemisphere, and so the time has to be kept based on the southern hemisphere. Now, another point. In our gathering, the Gentiles will confess that their fathers inherited lies, which means the Gentiles will be running the world based on lies. Based on lies. Let's see. Jeremiah 16, verse 19. O Yahuwah, my strength and my fortress, and my refuge in the day of affliction, the Gentiles shall come unto thee from the ends of the earth, and shall say, Surely our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. Our fathers have inherited lies, vanity, and things wherein there is no profit. The Gentiles are going to realize that all their fathers taught them are lies. Okay? So, speaking about the land of the north, the Gentiles telling lies. The standard of time for this world is kept in the north. Greenwich Mean Time is the standard of the world. And that is because it says in 2 Ezra 6, verse 9, that Esau is the end of this age, which means Esau will be ruling the world in this time. 2 Ezra 6, verse 9. For Esau is the end of the world, end of the age, and Jacob is the beginning of it that followeth. So because Esau is the end of this world, what does Esau do? He runs the world based on his standard. Based on his standard. And so he runs the world based on his standard of time. Now in the book of Jubilees, it tells us that standard of time will be changed in order to get us to All right, so let me get this on the screen. So we are at Jubilee 6, and we'll start at verse 32. And it reads, And command you, the children of Yasharal, that they observe the years according to the reckoning, 364 days. And these will constitute a complete year, and they will not disturb its time from its days and from its feasts, for everything will fall out in them according to their testimony, and they will not leave out any day nor disturb any feast. Now the Gentiles have come and they have changed the calendar. There was the Julian calendar, which is a Roman calendar, and now we follow the Gregorian calendar, which is also a Roman calendar. This they have done, and their calendars have 365 and a quarter days. They do not follow the 364 days already. They have us thrown out of time. So already we have proof that they have changed time. But if they do neglect and do not observe according to all this command, then they will disturb all their seasons, and the years will be dislodged from this order, changing time. And they will disturb the seasons, and the years will be dislodged, and they will neglect their ordinances. This is what has happened to the world. Everything has been thrown out. The Gentiles have come with their own standard of keeping time. And guess what? We have neglected the ordinances. And all the children of Yasharal will forget and will not find the path of the years, and will forget the new moons or new months and seasons and Shabbats, and they will go wrong as to all the order of the years. And they will go wrong according to all the order of the years. For I know, and from henceforth will I declare unto you, and it is not of my own devising, for the book is written before me, and on the heavenly tablets the division of days is ordained, lest they forget the feasts of the covenant, and walk according to the feasts of the Gentiles, after their error and after their ignorance. And this is what is being played out today. We have realized. We are going according to the feast of the Gentiles. Those who say they are Jews and are not, the Gentiles who say they are Jews, we are going according to their feasts. Because we are following their northern kingdom of the north country rather, their north country keeping of time. And hence, yesterday, when we are celebrating the start of the year, looking forward to the Passover, most of the world are keeping the Feast of Trumpets, lest they forget the Feast of the Covenant and walk according to the Feast of the Gentile, after their error and after their ignorance. Okay? Now, the Gentiles will even deliberately want us to keep the wrong time. Deliberately. So it's not only error, it will be deliberate. Because in the book of Tehillim, in the book of the Psalms, it tells us about the nations conspiring so that the name of Yasharal be no more in remembrance. Psalms 83 tells us about this conspiracy. A song or psalm of Asaph. Keep not thou silence, O Allure. Hold not thy peace, and be not still, O Allure. For lo, thine enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. So his enemies, we're going to see further on that his enemies are the children of Edom. The children of Edom are those who gave us Christianity. They are those who give us the nation called Israel and comprise the nation called Israel. These are those who give us the keeping of time. The headquarters of timekeeping is Greenwich Mean Time in Greenwich, London, England, which is the home of the children of Edom, one of the homes of the children of Edom. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. They have said, come, and let us cut them off from being a nation, that the name of Yasharal may be no more in remembrance. So they want us to keep the wrong time so that we do not keep the feasts and the festivals at the right time. They want us not even to be named as a nation. For they have consulted together with one consent, they are confederate against thee. The tabernacles of Edom. Now we see the ringleaders, the children of Edom, and the Ishmaelites, and these are the Arabs, of Moab and the Hagarenes. And it went on to tell you the different nations that were or are involved against the Most High. Okay? So, what about the so-called Jews who keep 2 New Year's celebrations? Did you know that these so-called Jews keep 2 New Years? One of their New Year is in March, April, in keeping with their northern hemisphere keeping of time. But they also keep the truth because Satan has to give you the truth, even though he's telling a lie. That is just an unwritten law. So those who seek out the truth will be able to find the truth. So their New Year is in March to April. That is what they call spring because that is spring in the northern hemisphere. Then they keep another New Year, which is the same time we keep the beginning of the year. They keep another New Year they call Rosh Hashanah in September on the day that is the true beginning of the year. Why do they keep 2 New Years? What are they telling you? They're actually telling you the New Year is in the southern hemisphere. But because Esau is in the north country, Europe, they have to base their time on the time in the northern hemisphere. All right? So, we ourselves have had some personal revelations since fleeing. The Most High told us and instructed us to flee out of the midst of Babylon. And reluctantly, I myself obeyed to flee out of the midst of Babylon. And we fled, and he brought us here in the southern hemisphere to the country that they call South Africa. And since we have been here, we have not regretted our move because the Most High has revealed some things to us, so many powerful things to us that could not be revealed from where we were. So if you're watching this from in the Western Hemisphere, you have no idea. You cannot get these revelations that we're getting. It's when we came here, the Most High started showing us powerfully, because this is the first we're keeping this September feast. Why? Because since we came here, it has been revealed unto us. It has, since that we have come here, this has been revealed to us. Okay? So as we said, the Most High directed us. We were in a group, and the Most High directed us through dreams that were given to people in the group, and we came together even on a Facebook, on a YouTube meeting, and everybody started giving out the dreams, and everything in the dream was saying, you need to go to South Africa. And since we have been here, the Most High has shown us revelation upon revelation of that, and actually confirming to us through revelations that we are in the ancient land of Canaan, or Canaan, as they call it. We came here dwelling in tents, just as how Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob dwelt in tents in the land of Canaan. The Most High also showed us where Jerusalem is located. And you can check out our video that we did showing the true location of Jerusalem. All right, you have Jews, those who say they are Jews and are not. Revelation chapters 2 verse 9 and 3 verse 9. Chapter 2 verse 9 says, I know thy works and tribulation and poverty, but thou art rich, and I know the blasphemy of them which say they are Jews and are not, but are the synagogue of Satan. These people who say they are Jews, they are the synagogue of Satan. They are blatant liars. And that place that they call Jerusalem, that's not the true location of Jerusalem. Okay? And we're going to look at that as well. So the Most High showed us where Jerusalem is located. He even showed us the land of Benjamin, the land of Benjamin. He even revealed to us two South Africans who were of the tribe of Benjamin. Without a doubt, these revelations you cannot get by staying over there, and people in the West sit over there thinking they have knowledge, thinking they have wisdom, not knowing that there are people who have obeyed the Most High and are actually living out the Bible, and the Most High is actually showing them details upon details that they could never ever get from over that side. And you, over the West, if you're watching this, you can never ever get the revelations that we're getting, because they are real time and you have to be in the land to get these revelations. Okay? And since we've come here, we have seen the culture of the people, that the people actually live Torah. Their way of life is actually Torah. Yes? Their worship and their straying away from the Most High is heavily influenced by witchcraft, ancestral worship. The very things that the Most High was battling in the Bible are still here, very, very strong with these people today. But there's a love for the Most High in them. They are His worshippers, His suppliants. These are those who He is speaking about in Zephaniah 3:10. These people here are those who are His suppliants, His worshippers from beyond the rivers of Ethiopia. As it says in Zephaniah 3 verse 10, from beyond the rivers of Ethiopia, my suppliants, even the daughter of my dispersed, shall bring mine offering. These people are the children of the Most High. They are right here down in the south. And we are speaking about Jerusalem. The word tells us, and as we were telling about Jerusalem and saying that these people, the place they call Jerusalem is not Jerusalem. One of the main reasons is that Jerusalem must be desolate, keeping the Sabbaths, the land keeping her Sabbaths before the children of Yasharal return to the land. Before the children of Yasharal return to the land, it must be desolate. And let's go to Leviticus 26, verse 33 for that. To the law and to the testimony If they speak not according to this word, it is because there is no light in them. So let's go to the Torah. This is what happens when he scatters his people. And I will scatter you among the heathen, and will draw out a sword after you, and your land shall be desolate, and your cities waste. Then shall the land enjoy her Shabbats, as long as it lieth desolate, and ye be in your enemy's land. Even then shall the land rest and enjoy her Sabbath. So, while they are in their enemy's lands, which is the land of the north, the land in the south will enjoy her Shabbats. It will lay at rest. Our people have not yet been gathered into the land of Yasharal. Therefore, the land should still be desolate and enjoying her Shabbats. Verse 35. As long as it lieth desolate, it shall rest. Because it did not rest in your Shabbats when you dwelt upon it. So because they did not keep the Shabbats, when they were on it, the Most High says, okay, I'm going to give it a period of rest. For all the time you were on it and did not keep the Shabbat, I am going to let the land keep its Shabbat. And upon them that are left alive of you, I will send a faintness into their hearts in the lands of their enemies, and the sound of a shaken leaf shall chase them, and they shall flee, as fleeing from a sword, and they shall fall when none pursueth. So in the land we will be weak and powerless. In the captivity we will be weak and powerless, while the land lies desolate, keeping its Shabbat. And they shall fall one upon another, as it were before a sword, when none pursueth, and ye shall have no power to stand before your enemies. And ye shall perish among the heathen, and the land of your enemies shall eat you up, and they that are left of you shall pine away in their iniquity in your enemies' lands, and also in the iniquities of your fathers shall they pine away with them. Now hear this. We're going to see what it looks like when we return to the Most High. Will it be as the Jews say, only the house of Judah returned to the land, waiting on the children of Israel? From 1948, they have been in this land, claiming to be Judah, waiting on the other tribes. If they shall confess their iniquity and the iniquity of their fathers, with their trespass which they trespassed against me, and that also they have walked contrary unto me, and that I also have walked contrary unto them, and have brought them into the land of their enemies, if then their uncircumcised hearts be humbled, and they then accept of the punishment of their iniquity, then will I remember my covenant with Jacob, and also my covenant with Isaac, and also my covenant with Abraham will I remember, and I will remember the land. That is the land, the land is desolate, remember that. The land also shall be left of them, and shall enjoy her Sabbaths, while she lieth desolate without them. And they shall accept of the punishment of their iniquity, even because they despised my judgments, and because their soul abhorred my statutes. And yet for all that, when they be in the land of their enemies, I will not cast them away, neither will I abhor them, to destroy them utterly, and to break my covenant with them, for I am Yahuwah, their Eluah. But I will for their sakes remember the covenant of their ancestors, whom I brought forth out of the land of Mitzrayim, in the sight of the heathen, that I might be their Eluah. I am Yahuwah. So saying this now, so when he gathers them out, will he be gathering one tribe? That is the next question. Will he only be gathering Judah? Nope. Both houses shall awaken together. Let's start with the awakening. Both houses shall be awakened together. And for that, we go to Jeremiah 50 and we go to verse 33. Thus saith Yahuwah Sabaoth, the children of Yasharal and the children of Judah were oppressed together. And all that took them captives held them fast. They refused to let them go. They were taken in captivity together. They were held fast, and the enemies refused to let them go together. So how are these people in that land they call Israel saying that some of Judah were taken and they are awaiting the other tribes? That's a lie. They have to be taken there together. We're trying to show that that land called Israel is false. And it is not in the northern hemisphere. Okay? So both shall be returned to the land at the same time, but this will be after the fall of Babylon. Let's go to verse 4. After the fall of Babylon. So this is talking about the destruction of Babylon. For out of the north there cometh up a nation against her, which shall make her land desolate, and none shall dwell therein. This is speaking about Babylon. They shall remove, they shall depart, both man and beast. In those days and in that time, saith Yahuwah, the children of Yasharal shall come, they and the children of Judah together. Going and weeping, they shall go and seek their allure. They shall ask the way to Zion with their faces thitherward, saying, Come and let us join ourselves to Yahuwah in a perpetual covenant that shall not be forgotten. There we go. These two verses sum it up. They must go in together. It is not one tribe going in and the others are being and awaiting the others. Both will go together. Ezekiel 37 verses 19 to 22 to cap it off. Say unto them, Thus saith Yahuwah Alua. Now this is the awakening of the dry bones of the whole house of Yasharal. Let's see if one is going to awaken after the other. Say unto them, Thus saith Yahuwah Alua, Behold, I will take the stick of Joseph, which is in the hand of Ephraim, and the tribes of Yasharal, his fellows, and will put them with him, even with the stick of Judah, and make them one stick, and they shall be one in mine hand. Both of them, confirmation again, both of them will be together. They will seek Yahuwah together. They will be gathered together. And the sticks whereon thou writest shall be in thine hand before their eyes. And say unto them, Thus saith Yahuwah Alua, Behold, I will take the children of Yasharal from among the heathen, whither they be gone, and will gather them on every side and bring them into their own land. Remember, it says the children of Israel, which is both houses, the house of Joseph, or Ephraim, the northern kingdom, and the house of Judah, which is the southern kingdom. Both will be taken together and brought into their own land. And I will make them one nation in the land upon the mountains of Yasharal, and one king shall be king to them all, which is Yahushua Mashiach. And there shall be no more two nations, and neither shall they be divided into two kingdoms anymore at all. Game, set, and match. That's it, people. That's it. Southern hemisphere is where the action is. The land of the north, the land of the children of Edom, the land of Babylon. That is where Esau, who is the end of this age, who will ruling at the end of this age, will think to change times and laws and make the world about them and make the Bible about them by setting up the nation that they call Israel with a people who say they are Jews and are not, but do lie. They are this synagogue of Satan, and because they are liars, they keep 2 New Years, the true New Year in September, and they keep another one for the Northern Hemisphere in March to April, the spring of the Northern Hemisphere. The Bible did not take place in the Northern Hemisphere. The Southern Hemisphere was king. The Southern Hemisphere was where the scriptures were took place, and that was taken away from us when we were brought into captivity. And the heathen took it and made it about the land of the north. That is why it is said, the heathen, the children of the heathen are going to say in the end, our fathers have inherited lies and vanity and things which do not profit. These are lies. The true scripture took place in the Southern Hemisphere, and the Most High has shown us that by revelation. We will not even argue with people. What we are doing, trying to see if we can let you see through the scriptures. But with our experiences, you cannot experience what the revelations that the Most High has given us unless you are here. All right? So the experiences have made us, along with these revelations of these scriptures, have made us, has cemented it in our mind, without a doubt, southern hemisphere is where the Bible takes place. So when you are computing the feast, it has to be based on the southern hemisphere. As we said, this is our first time in keeping it because we have been here for months, and during the months, the Most High has progressively shown us revelation after revelation, revelation after revelation, to show us when the year actually does begin. It's not about the land of the north. He's going to take his children, his people, from the land of the north and bring them into the south. And then his people will be restored. And his time, his calendar will be restored. And this is why our people keep so many different calendars today. Israelites, all over, different calendars. Everybody has a different calendar. Everybody thinks they have it right. And guess what? Almost all of them have it wrong. Remember, the Most High did not tell Moses the true calendar until it was time to leave out of Egypt. We are still in that process, still in the process of being delivered. Still in the process of being delivered. Therefore, I don't believe the world will be given the time from where they are. It is the children of Israel who were moving into the land out of Egypt who were given the time. Okay? So the land of the north is not the basis of time. It's the land of the south, the southern hemisphere. And I hope you can see why we believe that the timekeeping was in the southern hemisphere. All right? Kazak Eliyahu here. I hope I haven't left out anything. Thank you all for watching. Let me get this thing going. Yes, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. And until next time, I think I should tell you, you can check out our video. We did a video when the year actually begins and how the year actually begins and how we know the beginning of the year. This, coupled with this video, should give us important insights into the timekeeping of the children of Yasharal. Okay? Until next time, Shalom.